Hello. Today, we'll speak about impression materials, different types of impression materials, and also we'll discuss some types of gypsum, and I'll show you how to make an impression, how to make an alginate impression, how to mix alginate impression material, and after this we'll try to cast model from super gypsum. First of all, there are different types of impression materials that are used in dentistry, but here are two types that are most frequently used. The first type, this is alginate impression materials. It looks like that. Alginate impression materials. Here is alginate impression materials, and here is natron alginate. It's in powder, and you dissolve it by simple water. It don't need to be distillate water, just usual water. Here is a powder of alginate. Here's a powder. It's this package, and here you can see instructions. How to place it into the mixing pad, how to mix it, and how to install it into the oral cavity. Here you can see timer, exposition. 30 seconds, 1 minute and 5 seconds, and 48 seconds. So its setting time is time for mixing and time for installation. And this is 1 minute and 50 seconds. 1 minute and 50 seconds. This is the first type. It's used to make an impression, for stamp crowns, for simple stamp crowns, for stamp bridges, and also it's used for additional, so-called additional impressions when you are going to make metalloceramic or non-ceramic crowns. This is the main model, main impression for main model, for work model, and this is an additional model. This is an impression from the lower jaw, from mandible, and this is an impression from maxilla, from upper jaw. So there are different types of impression trays. This is an impression tray for lower jaw. Here you can see letter N or H in English. Yes, it's called nижний, lower. This is for mandible, and here the second digit 2. This is a lower jaw, number 2, size 2. There are 10 sizes for maxilla, and 9 sizes for mandible. But the most frequently used numbers, there are 1, 2, and 3. for upper jaw and for lower jaw. Also, the majority of all impression trays are perforated. They have, you see, many foramens for better retention of impression material. But also in the past we have non-perforated, but there are also metal impression trays, and also we have impression trays from plastics. They have the only advantage: they are cheaper, but there are no more advantages. Here is the plastics. It have one additional advantage for making impressions for implants when you're going to make an implantation, because it's very easy to make additional foramens when you're going to use open transfer. But it we'll discuss in, I think, in 3 years or more. And so for you, it's better to use metal perforated impression trays. The first type, this is a alginate impression material. I'll show you how to mix it, and then we'll cast model. And here is the second type, silicone impression materials. There are two types of silicone impression materials. Here is what's very popular in the past, and now here's one of the most frequently used silicone impression materials. This is an older type. This is C-type, condensation type, so-called. It consists of 3 parts. First, this is a putty. This is a base material, base phase. And also, here is a correctional paste. And here is a universal activator. We use it when we're going to mix and to prepare the first phase, the base phase, and additional the correctional phase. I'll show you how to use it now. And also here, this is a so-called ACE type silicone. This is a new one, and all of these silicones consist from the base paste. Here is catalyst paste, and here is the base paste. Yes, we can take it with these dosators, with these spoons, and mix them in the hands in the equal parts. Here is one specialty. We can use only latex gloves when we're mixing C-type silicone, and we need to use nitrile gloves when we're going to use this one, type A additive silicone, because latex gloves, they inhibit the polymerization reaction for A-type silicone. So we use only nitrile. Now we'll try to mix. C-type silicone. C-type silicone. First we'll mix first layer, basic layer. We take just a little bit of this base paste, for example, sorry. And then we add universal activator. I'll take model. You add universal activator. It's called universal because it's used also for base and for correctional paste. Here it is. Here. And begin to mix. This is upper jaw of maxilla. So we take this one. This is upper spoon, upper impression tray, and make an impression. And we're waiting for polymerization of the first layer. This is called the first phase. And when it becomes hard, it's ready, and you can take it off, and then you can apply the second layer on it. Now we'll try to mix. No. I'll tell you while we're waiting. I'll tell you about A-silicone. They're different from C-silicone because first of all, base paste and catalyst paste, we have no universal activator. They're different, and we take one dose of this paste and one dose of this paste, and we mix. And the second layer, the second phase, correctional paste, it produces in these cartridges. They are similar, and these are different types, different materials, but they are absolutely identical cartridges. And we load it into the dispenser, and this is dispenser for these cartridges, and it's very simple to use it. You adjust cannula and begin to press. And while this catalyst and base correctional material is going through this cannula, they mix, and this is ready material for second phase impression for A-type silicone. You put it on the base paste, on this base paste. Okay. Now our C-type silicone base ready. We take it from I forgot to use glycerine, so it's very hard to take it from gypsum model, but in oral cavity it's much more easier. It's much more easier. So we make first step impression from the base paste. Here you can see tooth relief. Then you begin to make the second layer. Second layer. We take the same universal activator and also we take correctional paste. We take spatula and begin to mix it and then you apply it to your first face, to your first impression. This is two-phase, two-step silicone impression. Because in some cases you can mix them together. You can mix the base paste and your assistant can do this one. And you put them together at once. And it's called two-phase but one-step silicone impression. Okay? And you're waiting for this. This polymerization. Now, while we're waiting for silicone impression polymerization, I'll show you how can we mix. How can we mix? Alginate impression material. Here is the additional impression from maxilla to this work. I've shown it to you, and now we'll make an impression, and we'll make an impression just like this. I'll take model from the lower jaw. I think it's not difference. I'll take this one. You need to understand how we mix it. It's no difference about quality of your impression, but you need to understand how we'll mix it. You take this one. You take first of all, you take 1, 2, I think two 2 spoons of impression material. First one and the second one. And then you add a small amount of water. This is a good consistency for alginate impression. And you put it into the impression tray. Here's the last part. And you applicate it onto the teeth row. Don't press too much, just a little bit. And now, while we're waiting for, I think that the second layer already polymerized. Now we can take it off. It will be not so easy, but so you have double phase, double step, silicone impression. Next one. Now we'll try to cast model from gypsum. We need this one and we need water. First of all, we need a small amount of water. If in alginate impression material, first we put in powder and then we add some water. When we cast model, first of all we need to put water and then add gypsum. Here, and then we add. Here are two types of gypsum, alpha and beta. Alpha is so-called super gypsum. It prepared at temperature 124-25 degrees and with some extra pressure, about 1.2-1.3 atmosphere. And here also beta gypsum. It prepared at high temperature, about 160 degrees, but pressure is normal. And it's used in traumatology and in simple dentistry works. And when you're going to cast model for a metal ceramic or non-ceramic, you use only super gypsum, Now we begin to mix, and it's very important to make absolute homogeneous mass, and only after this you can cast your model. You continue mixing, and it looks like that. Absolutely homogeneous. Okay? You have much time. Don't hurry. Here, I think it's enough. First, you begin to fill in teeth. You applied. In this way, you avoid for existing so-called air holes in your model. Just like that. And then you're beginning to fill all this space, and after that, when gypsum will polymerize just a little bit, you begin to make basement for your work, for your model. Upper the second, the second one. Here it is. You fill the basement. It's more easy to cast model when you have this one. It's easier to do it. And after that, you apply your turnover and apply your impression on it. You apply your impression on it and leave your cast until your gypsum polymerized. You can realize this one about this, because if you feel that your model hits, that your temperature rises, because this is exothermic reaction. And when you feel it, this calls about readiness of your work. Now we shall finish. It's about 30 minutes. I think that it will be a very big file. I'll download it to the Google disk and I'll send you a link. Okay, bye-bye. Так.